I've always said this, and maybe I'm not right, but I mean, this is my viewpoint. Agree with me if you want to agree with me. I think corporate offices are adult daycares. Legit, like, if you look at a daycare, it's like we're bringing our kids here to be managed for 8 hours a day so we can go in and have a conversation with adults doing the exact same thing. We may talk about work. We may have 3 hours actually of work we did because the rest is like, here's all our jibber jabber. Here's a meeting about a meeting about a meeting that we don't need.
Yep. And the amount of work that gets done on an in-office day versus a remote day.
I got so much more done remote.
I did too. And there's this mythology that remote workers are lazy.
Oh, absolutely not.
And we're not really working. We're not really doing anything.
I'm Sydney Jocelyn. This is She Rises Through It Season 2. Okay, real talk. A year ago, I was white-knuckling through life, showing up for everyone, completely disappearing from myself. My boys, they were in and out of the hospitals. I was in a job that was slowly shrinking me, performing strength that I absolutely did not have, and still trying to act like none of it was happening. Then I went to Costa Rica, alone, knowing nobody, and something broke open in me. I came home, resigned, walked away from rooms that required me to be less. I chose my family, my faith, and the version of me that had been trying to surface for years. And I built. In the middle of the mess, in the middle of absolutely not having it figured out. That's what this season is. Deeper, bolder, more honest, real conversations about identity, faith, motherhood, and what it actually looks like to stop performing strength you don't have and start living in the power you've already earned. I'm not a medical or mental health professional. Everything here is a lived experience, my lived experience. Please get support if you need it. Asking for help is one of the bravest things you can do. If you're in the messy middle right now, you're exactly where you need to be. Let's go.
Well, welcome back to She Rises Through It. Today I'm here with a really good friend of mine, Amanda. To be honest, guys, I met her a year ago, not even a year ago.
Yeah.
But I was vetting, looking for teachers for my retreats, and the first time we met at a coffee shop, it felt like I knew you forever.
Yeah.
And to be honest, when I first met her and first met you, I was very much, ooh, she is HR at a really high Fortune 500 company. Like this, I just left my corporate marketing job. Like this could be a connection in so many different avenues for me. Mm-hmm. But in the end, it created a friendship.
Yeah.
A friendship more than like, go back into corporate, girl.
Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it, girl.
So welcome, Amanda.
Thanks for having me.
Yes.
I low-key invited myself on this podcast, so thanks for taking me up on my...
You're welcome. You did.
I actually said, I want to show up on your podcast and complain about corporate America.
Yes, you did. Our last coffee shop chat.
Yeah, so when Sydney and I get together for coffee, we hang out for 2 or 3 hours. We have already been hanging out for an hour before we sat down to record this podcast because I feel like are so like-minded.
Very much so.
And there's a lot of parallels in our journeys. So you're a year out
I'm a year
from your corporate exit.
Yes.
I am a month out from my corporate exit. And you were an inspiration for me.
Oh, thank you.
It helps to see somebody who's done the thing.
Right.
Because when you're in the corporate box, everything that you're exposed to is reinforcing, re-strengthening the walls of that box.
And staying in that box.
Because that's who you're surrounded by, is people who are living that life, living that struggle, and trying to figure out how to make it work every day. And nobody's questioning, like, should I be in this box? Should this box be so small? And that I say that even though I was at a Fortune 50 company
Fortune
in
50,
HR.
not 500?
Yeah.
Wow, I was way off.
So the company rhymes with Schmarget. And that
was her decision if she wanted to say.
You could spend 5 minutes on my Instagram and find out that I used to work for Target. So I was in HR. I was at Target for almost 16 years.
That's insane. I don't know how you did it. To be honest, you being in Target for 16 years was always my dream. Mm-hmm. Always my dream to make it up the corporate ladder.
So I remember sitting in the lobby when I interviewed at Target.
Yeah.
watching everybody prance in and out with their badges and their outfits. And Target was formal business dress at the time. So heels, suits, blouses.
Your like recent exit video that you did and all your blouses and stuff.
A lot of blouses.
This is not you.
Yeah, I had side bangs and blouses and heels. I haven't worn heels. I couldn't tell you the last time I wore heels
because they're so many and they hurt my feet.
Yeah, they hurt my feet too. I'm old.
What's the old phrase? Heels make a woman's butt look bigger, and it's like, what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Miss me with all that. Thankfully, the dress code relaxed progressively over the years. Right. But yeah, I still had my badge photo I had a blazer on over a blouse.
They never redid it in 16 years?
I could have had it redone, but there was like this weird pride thing at Target where the more antiquated your badge photo looked, it was like your bona fides, your credibility.
That is so... in my mind, messed up. Sorry.
Yeah, no, because it was saying I've been around forever.
Yeah,
yeah, and it's the system reinforcing itself. So there are a lot of people at Target who have been there forever, and I worked with a lot of people closely who have been there 20 plus years.
Okay.
People find their way into HR. I was on the learning and development team, supporting leaders in stores specifically, and the number of deeply tenured people that I worked with was truly jaw-dropping.
Wow.
And yeah, that was my dream. I sat there on my first day watching all these people badge in and badge out.
Right.
And I just so desperately wanted to be part of that at Target specifically. And then it becomes hard to leave because this is such a compelling brand to work for. If you think about who Target was so this was 2010.
Target is very different now.
Target's very different now.
Yeah.
But it was goals in 2010. Mm-hmm. And it was a privilege and an honor to work there. And I was so deeply bought into the brand and the lifestyle, and it felt like it boosted me, like my own reputation, right? So there's a lot of identity wrapped up around the bullseye, and I don't know, things changed, and then they changed again, and then they changed again. And so I got really good at just kind of rolling with whatever was happening around me. And like
and bobbing.
Absolutely. And I sat in 3 different pyramids. So I started in marketing. I moved to store operations and ran store communication for the grocery business, which I think is the Wild West of Target, and learned a lot of really interesting things about like the food supply chain, how old your frozen turkey really is when you buy it from a grocery store. Yeah, go direct to a farmer. That's all I'll say about that. I remember one time having to send communication about contraband hams, was what we called the communication, because Great Value Walmart brand hams had made it all the way through the supply chain into stores.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't ring up at the registers because they were Walmart hams and they were in Target stores.
How did they make it into Target stores?
I don't know. Why was that my problem to fix?
Yeah.
But
shouldn't it be? I'm not sure like why that happened. Sorry.
Oh, now it's just on me. Yeah. Yeah. We got to get you too.
At least that I can.
There we go. Yeah.
It works.
But ridiculous things. And then I went into L&D, and a lot of people sort of matriculated their way there over time. And that's where smart people ended up landing, because it was less drama. Still a lot of drama.
I believe it.
But less drama than like the closer you sat to the buying organization, the worse your life was going to be.
Why?
Because they're under so much profit and loss pressure. And it's all your fault, by the way, if you support them.
You did it.
Yes, if you won't send their communication, that doesn't matter and isn't going to change anything. You're dampening sales. If you're doing too much, you're overwhelming people and they can't get their work done and it's your fault. They are under so much pressure that they're casting about, right? And I met some really nice people in the buying organization, but I also met a really strong number of people who were either suppressing their better instincts or didn't have better instincts. So it was exhausting. So.
Well, and when you have that so much of that pressure on you, I think that's something with my story, your nervous system shuts down.
Yeah.
And my nervous system shut down. And
in marketing, you're so close to profit and loss. Yeah.
Everything. And it was just like, I also felt like I was a dumping ground for everybody, that you had to do this, but then all of a sudden I need this project done and I'm more important than this person. And it's like, but are you?
Yeah. And that person doesn't agree with you, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, are you? And are you helping, like, the bottom line, are you also helping the brand image?
Yeah.
That's a big thing for me. It's like, you need to have that brand image on point, and if it's not going to make sense, why would we do it?
Yeah.
Or are we just doing it for fun and spend all the money in the world, even though it's really ruining us?
People can't see beyond the boundaries of their own job.
Oh my gosh, they can't.
I used to call that, my special egg is special.
It
Here,
is very...
take my special egg.
Okay.
Yes, and in marketing, you're like, I don't want your egg. This egg is not as special as those eggs. But people don't want to hear that. And then they get their boss involved, and their boss calls your boss, and then suddenly you're doing something that you already said no to.
And then you're in big trouble, and it's like, why couldn't we have just been an adult and understood that?
Yeah.
Okay, so a month
corporate.
out.
1 month out.
What are the things like you're happy you're done with?
Big sigh. Commuting.
Oh yeah, you had a commute.
I have so much rage about return to office. I will try not to go 40 minutes just on return to office mandates. So our family made a COVID decision to move out to like a fourth ring suburb of Minneapolis. It's not even a third tier. Yes, we are in the boonies, and we wanted that. We have space and distance from our neighbors. It's a nice quiet spot, not unlike what you have going on out here. There's trees, it's leafy, and
it goes far back.
Yeah,
too.
and your kids can have space to play, and that's such a dream. You have 2 big, really cute dogs that I just met, and they need a space to run. And so we moved farther out than we would have, but it was COVID times. I was working fully remote. My husband was working fully remote, and we were like, well, come what may, we'll figure it out. And then they started calling us back to the office. First it was 1 day a week, which is not that big a deal. You would have thought that I was having my hair pulled out 1 strand at a time, the way I reacted to this. It's not that it's that big a deal, it's that it was completely unnecessary.
I think 1,000%.
And it was the messaging that this is so important for collaboration.
Okay. I have to tell you something, and I need you to actually hear me. We rose and regrounded in Costa Rica, and now we're taking it to another level. We're going to Crete, Greece. I'm talking ancient villages, the Aegean Sea, olive groves as far as you can see, food that will ruin you for your regular Tuesday nights, and 8 days of movement, workshops, and cultural experiences that will wake something up in you that has been asleep for way too long. This is Rise Into Her, the Greece edition. And right now, yes, you are the only ones who know about it. The link is live in the show notes. It is not public yet. My listeners and the collective get first access. So what if August 2027 was the trip that shifted everything? The one you looked back on and said, that's when everything changed. Save your spot today for just $500. 6 and 12-month payment plans are available. We made it flexible, intentionally, and on purpose. So if your heart just jumped a little, that's your answer. Link is in the show notes. I cannot wait to see you and welcome you in Crete. Okay, let's get into today's episode.
But here's the kicker.
Weren't they? Okay, sorry.
Half
I have
my
a lot
team.
of thoughts.
Yes.
I have a lot of thoughts.
Because who does it damage the most?
It damages corporate in the office setting that they have there and the money and the investments in the building.
Remote work does, but return to office. The people the most damaged by return to office are working mothers. Prove me wrong.
Oh, I'm not proving you wrong because you are like...
Working parents in general, which are a huge portion of the workforce, but I get it can be advantageous for younger workers who want that community, they want collaboration. But the real kicker when we started being pulled more and more back into the office was half my immediate team is in far-flung locations. So I had a coworker in Nashville, I had one in Long Island, I had one in DC, I had one on the West Coast.
Okay.
She was in LA, then she moved to Scottsdale.
None of you guys were together.
It was not possible for all of us to be together unless they flew into the mothership, which they had to do a couple times a year. And then we would have these days that were like from 8 to 5 meetings. So I am getting up at 5:30.
Yep.
So I can sit in traffic, make it downtown, get parked, and be in the office present with coffee for an 8 a.m. meeting. And then I'm not leaving. And then sometimes there were dinners. It was like optional happy hour that wasn't really optional.
If you weren't there, it would have been a, why weren't you there?
It was, because I
Or
would
it was
often
a
bow
pressure
out.
you need to
Yes.
come. Yep.
Well, our team really needs to represent, was my immediate leader's attitude. And she had 3 kids.
You show up, honey. You show up.
Right.
Ooh, I'm so
I know.
sick. Okay.
I know, right? But this is what was just happening more and
Right.
more. And I was like, you're taking me away from my family in ways that I'm not okay with. And it just got to the point where I was like, I don't have to do this.
You don't. Nope. You get a choice.
But I am very privileged. And as you know, we get more into my story and your story, we're both in a position where we had husbands who said, okay, go do the thing.
Right.
Go live your dream. And in my household, that comes with heavy acknowledgement of the fact that my husband has a really great job.
Right.
And so there was some flexibility, some wiggle room. We have had to have some hard conversations about giving up big international trips that we were able to go on, just fewer vacations in general, just lifestyle changes that will have to come about.
Easier.
Yeah, so we can take away my paycheck because, you know, I'm going to quit my job and go teach yoga. That's the dream, right? For a lot of people who go into yoga teacher training.
And if I do this, then I'm going to be over here, and it's like
a
little different.
80-90% pay cut.
Yeah.
And it's a grind.
It is.
We were talking about that before we recorded.
It is way more of a grind.
Because you have to bring people to you. And in corporate,
you have the name.
The people come to you and you're like batting them away like with a fly swatter, get out of here. So the work is piling up.
Yep.
And then when you step out of that mandated structure, and you felt this as a retreat builder, as a marketing strategist, you need to pull the people to you, and it's a whole different energy. And it's a lot of energy.
It's a lot of energy. I have so many conversations with my husband, and some days it's like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
And I think that's everybody who starts their own business.
Yeah.
It's not this beautiful picture. It's not this happy ending.
Yeah.
There are a lot of sacrifices. And it has been picking up part-time jobs to help pay for funds in different areas. Mm-hmm. It has been cutting back on like the way we spend in our groceries, or, I went shopping last Friday for the first time in a month. Guess what I shopped for? Toilet paper, diapers, diaper wipes, paper towels.
Oh, that's the worst.
Food.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I had so much fun. Did I overspend? Of course, because also too, my children needed shoes, and
children always need shoes.
Oh my gosh, their feet are growing like crazy.
Yep.
But your fun changes and your outlook on life changes. And something I've recently learned is like, no matter what, whether I'm rich or poor, am I happy? It doesn't, all of that, the class in the middle, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because what matters is this household, my nervous system, am I living my life in joy? Even though, yes, building a business spikes my cortisol like crazy.
It can, absolutely.
It spikes my cortisol, and trying to find clients, the branding clients, filling retreat spots, like it's a lot. And if you don't have a brand name behind you outside of the brand you're building, which yes, is a brand name, but you don't have that clout, you can say.
Yeah, like an established, well-known business.
Well-known.
Yeah.
Everybody knows you, wants to refer you.
Yeah.
People look at you like, who are you? What are you doing? Why are you doing what you're doing? Like, why did you go against the societal norms?
Yep.
But there's a lot.
Those successful brands, those successful, well-known wellness businesses.
Right.
They started where we started.
Absolutely.
We just aren't seeing that. We're seeing their, being 7 out of 10 steps down the path, and I'm on step 1. You're maybe on step 2 or 3. Maybe step 1, or sometimes you get to step 3 and you're like, crap, this is the wrong path, and you have to go back to step 1. We were talking about that before we recorded as well, of how to make sure you don't scatter your attention and jump at things because it feels like opportunity that are pulling you away from your true intent. So you have to make all those decisions for yourself. I think I can only speak for myself, but you're a highly intelligent woman. I bet you'll agree. I gained a lot of skills in the corporate environment that helped me with that. building all those strategy decks at the beginning of the year that everybody forgets 2 months in because there's a new shiny leadership initiative and suddenly we're not on the map that we mapped out anymore, that we spent months mapping out.
We did
that map no longer matters
for now, and it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter by, let's see, I think we would always get ours done in like February.
Okay.
And it was probably irrelevant by April.
Oh man.
And then the cycle just lives on and on. So you are so reactive to everything else that's going on. I built a reputation for being one of the people in the room who would say, but what about our original priorities? Can we come back to that? Because there was so much that was important there for our audience, our customer, basically.
Right.
When you're in learning and development, if you're good at what you do, you have to think about the person on the other end of your training. Not the leader who's like, I need a training.
Right.
Do you?
You already have enough. You already have a lot of benefits. But when you get that high up in a company, it is all about me.
My special egg is special.
Yeah. And that's why that's why I do my branding.
Yeah.
Is no matter where you're at in your growth and where your business is going, there's some point in there that you are going to lose yourself. You are going to pivot and you're going to be like, what did I just do? And it's like, you need to come backwards to move forward.
Yeah.
And if you don't do that, if you don't stop and actually why am I doing what I'm doing? Mm-hmm. Does this matter? Who's in front of me? How am I, marketing is a huge thing of how am I making them feel? I mean,
we both did the same hand motion.
It is very much of emotional triggers gets the audience.
Yep.
Which sucks having to play that on people. But people want real. People want authenticity. People want...
Not AI.
No, they want to feel... you're
also a rabbit
biting
hole.
Your tongue, aren't
I know.
you?
There's so much to say about AI.
AI is good, but then you also lose so much of who you are. You can use it as a tool, and it's a tool.
It's a tool.
It's a tool.
It's not an output.
Correct.
It can help you get your thinking right.
Yep.
How I have used it in my own fledgling efforts at building my personal business is that it can help me if I'm flailing around a concept. It can help me do a little back and forth. It can help me get my messaging a little tighter. But what is so prevalent now, and I know you see this too, is the number of Instagram posts that you click on where there's 3 paragraphs of copy and it's and here's the shift.
Yep.
The real message is, and it's the wording. You're laughing because it's so many people are posting this, and it's just spit straight out of ChatGPT.
And they don't
dashes and all
of it, and they don't edit it and bring in their voice.
Yes.
And I use it as a tool. It is a huge tool for me.
I'm not going to pretend it's not.
Yeah, but I also, when I'm utilizing it, if it is off, I am sitting there and I'm going back and forth and I'm like, you were wrong. This is this. You need to stop playing games with me, right?
I know you got to really boss your ChatGPT around. Yeah.
They probably hate me because I'm like,
well, there's no they there.
Yeah,
it has no feelings.
Sometimes I'm like, you are a piece of SHIT.
Yep.
And you're not getting the concept. And
you have to do
they're
that.
like, oh, wait, I'm sorry. I mean, yesterday it was trying to dig into a different thing. And I'm like, excuse you, stay back on track.
Yeah.
This is not it. That's not the voice. Don't dig into a bigger problem that's not your problem.
So what this ends up feeling like...
people do in drama, in corporate.
Yes, no, you have these conversations with people in real life.
Yes.
But there's a human component there. Mm-hmm. But what happens with ChatGPT is it doesn't feel like you're arguing with or debating with coworkers anymore.
Right.
It's like managing a toddler. And you just described it.
It is like managing.
Nope. Come back over here. Or a pet, you know, herding cats, goats, and puppies all at the same time to get an output that makes sense and feels like what you had in mind when you started. Right. And some tasks are really easy. Hey, write me an email that says, I'll be there at this time, this date. Simple administrative tasks. Yeah. But by the time I left Target, so much of my job had become trying to force ChatGPT to make the output that it was taking me longer to get the thing done than it would have taken me to just write it myself. A lot of my job was writing the training content. I deeply love writing. I am a writer at heart. You and I haven't even talked about that. Blog posts to come some minute here soon when I get my act together.
Really good at that.
But then you've taken that away from me. That sounds really victimized, but You took it away from me.
on,
and now
that
I have
was
to
my
argue
favorite.
with a machine
Right.
to get to the same end result. And then I would spend hours rewriting and editing because it sounds like AI slop, because it is AI slop.
Right.
So there's this perception from upper management that everything needs to be done with AI. This is how we're going to get more efficient and how we're going to grow. But the reality for the people who are left to figure that out for themselves is the tools aren't there yet.
Nope.
But we are training them
Right.
to get there so they can replace us.
1,000%. And why would we do that then?
Nothing
So
I'm
many
saying here
thoughts.
is earth-shattering, but
No,
just
nothing.
I hope if there's a leader out there in the corporate world listening to this podcast, that they understand that the human toll taken when you force AI on your team is very real, emotional, exhausting, deeply depleting. You are taking humanity and human interaction out of people's day-to-day.
Yep.
Which when I went off on remote work, I never said human interaction isn't important. It can be done through a computer screen
Yep.
when there's another human on the other side of it. So
Right.
it was just like, this can't be my life now.
And it was probably just, I mean, I couldn't imagine your style corporate to like my corporate because you were a Fortune 50, like
Big machine. Big red machine. Yeah.
big difference. But they also, like, you think about the wellness, you think about COVID, they pushed like Zoom happy hours, Zoom coffee, like talks.
Because we couldn't meet face to face.
But you got to have the human interaction that way and you forced it that way, but then you're like,
And that
but
was
wait,
fine.
we lost all of it. Right.
I know.
And they
but
don't-
now we need collaboration.
Right.
And like, but weren't we collaborating?
Like, please
I
tell
can
me.
call you just as
Right.
easily. Well, it's those water cooler conversations. And I'm like, our water cooler conversations on my team were about Love Island and it's not The Bachelor anymore. Real Housewives.
Ooh, yep.
I don't watch
Okay.
any of these shows, but a lot of my teammates did.
Yep.
And so that's what people are chit-chatting about in the office. They're not chit-chatting about strategy and storming and forming ideas.
They don't care. It's a moment
No.
of like, I've always said this, and maybe I'm not right, but I mean, this is my viewpoint. Agree with me if you want to agree with me. I think corporate offices are adult daycares. I legit, like, if you look at a daycare, it's like we're bringing our kids here to be
Yep.
managed for 8 hours a day so we
Yep.
can go in and have a conversation with adults
Yep.
doing the exact same thing. We may talk about work.
Mm-hmm.
We may have 3 hours actually of work we did because the rest is like, here's all our jibber jabber. Here's a meeting about a meeting that we don't need.
Yep. And the amount of work that gets done on an in-office day versus a remote day.
I got so much more done remote.
I did too. And there's
So
this
much.
mythology that remote workers are lazy.
Oh, absolutely not.
And we're not really working. We're not really
Right.
doing anything. And there were days that I was so heavily booked in meetings that I had to deliberately move back the start time of the meeting so I had time to grab food and use the restroom.
Oh my goodness.
That's not healthy for anybody.
Absolutely not.
And
you
that
need
was-
to have buffer times to like,
To exist, to fuel your nervous system, your
Yep.
biological needs. And that doesn't get better or worse in the office.
right.
In fact, I would say sometimes when you're in the office, you get sucked into team lunch, which is
An hour
maybe
to
the
2
hour that I would have
hours.
used to dump out my brain
Yep.
and recharge. But now instead you're chit-chatting, you're, forcing social pressure. So I don't want to make it sound like there isn't some goodness that comes from being together in a room with people. That's why I teach yoga.
Right.
And I believe yoga is infinitely more impactful when you're in a room having an energetic exchange with the other energetic beings.
Yeah.
So there is some goodness that comes from being around people. Do I think that, people should have to commute into work multiple days a week to have that? I really don't. I don't think that's necessary. I think there are, can we do once a month? I had no problem with once a month.
Right.
Let's get together. Let's enjoy each other's company. Let's have team lunch. But let's acknowledge that no work is getting done that day. And then don't give me deadlines that are right after that day that you
Right.
made me have an entire day where I'm not getting any work done. So in terms of what I lost, a commute. To bring us way back around
I know.
to the
I was
one
just
question.
thinking that. I was like,
Yeah.
how did we get on this team?
I lost, and that was an hour-long commute each way.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
And-
were you in Minneapolis or were you
Downtown,
over,
Minneapolis,
You were
yeah.
down. Ooh, you were right off Nicollet.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Which was dicey, especially earlier this year.
Yeah, this year?
They actually told us when
Oh, because all of the ice
activity,
happening.
yes,
That's
and
right.
they quietly soft rolled office attendance requirements.
Of course they did.
Because they didn't want anybody getting caught up in an altercation or like the sheer volume of protest activity that was happening downtown. They let the whole thing slide. And then as soon as, that became less of an issue, the messaging came right back, get back into the office. Let's get after it, team. And again, it's like remote work is fine and productive when it's convenient for you, but it's not the best option when it's not convenient.
Right. And you think about it too, when it's convenient for you. So
for the leadership.
Not
for us.
Right. For leadership and like the company as a whole. This kind of irks me, and I'm not going to go fully down this rabbit hole because I'm going to come back full force, I promise.
Great. I believe it.
But I think it's the same way as any company, any news media, anything. It's like, we're going to secretly do this and like hide it from the headlines or whatever to then like flip around and turn it on you. And it's like,
well, they stopped putting information in emails because emails were getting immediately leaked to the media.
Well, I mean...
And at a company that big, that's what you're risking. Plus, there's a special attention on Target here.
There's a lot of attention on Target and the things they've done. And granted, Target is still one of my favorite places to shop, but on a budget, I'm sorry, I'm become a Walmart and Aldi's and what I have to do.
Same. Losing that discount
it
sucks.
Probably killed you. So that's something.
It wasn't as great of a discount as you would think. No, it's not that amazing. I still shop there.
Yeah.
It's right by my son's daycare. I can put in a drive-up order, get my stuff, get his, whatever he has just managing fruit inventory is a real issue in our house. Everybody wants bananas or nobody wants bananas. Everybody wants strawberries or nobody wants strawberries. So, I'll get one carton of strawberries.
Go off our shelves like crazy.
I would just like consistency in my house. Like pick 3 fruits and stick with it. Because then I'm making smoothies out of all the questionable fruit, 5 days later.
Does this sound good to me right now? Does this not sound good to me?
But I'll still shop there. I don't hate the company by any stretch. I think they've done a lot of things to get in their own way. They have let me down with some of the choices and the values that those choices demonstrate. And that's my stance, my personal journey. That company is full of people who can't just simply walk away because they disagree with some choices that upper leadership made.
Right. Just
people need their jobs, which is why I led with the privilege that we're in.
It's very much a privilege. Yeah. I will say, because my mom's brought this up to me a couple times, that not everybody can have the schedule that you have. And it's like, you're right, but not everybody has complex medical care with their children. And I mean, I took that sacrifice. Is it a sacrifice? Absolutely not. I love being with my kids. And knowing a hospital...
Well, you took on that workload. That is work.
That is a work.
It's not paid work.
Right.
It's not societally, capitalistically valued work.
Right.
But it is parenting work.
It is parenting work and like that.
Whether you want to do it or not.
I don't want to do it. Granted, we're in
you want to do it, but...
I do.
You don't. Yeah.
I don't want to do the medical.
Yeah.
I want to do the parenting. I don't want to do the medical.
Yeah.
And...
But if you have to do the medical, you want to be there.
I want to be there. I want to advocate for them. And I don't want to have to worry about working my butt off because I don't have enough PTO and I have to be, one, my nervous system messed up with us being in a hospital, making sure my child's okay. And then 2, double checking my email every 2 seconds to make sure, am I getting my job done to make everybody happy back at work when really I should be able to be present right here.
Yeah.
So I don't miss. It is a privilege. It is definitely a privilege, and I'm very thankful for my husband because just like your husband, like my husband has a very good job. He's union, great benefits. His benefits help us in the medical field, and I've been given the opportunity to start over, to stop people pleasing for everybody else, and to really hone in on my true self and make sure that my nervous system is straight for my family, and that is. It took me a while to actually be okay with that.
But when you say your family is at the top of your list of priorities, and you are continuing to work and grind in a situation that is depleting, that is draining, that is alienating, fill in the blank with whatever word, you cannot show up for your family in the way that they need you to.
Nope.
And no one can. I'm
Nobody
not pointing
can.
this at
No,
you personally
nobody
or me
can.
personally. But the change I have even noticed in my relationship with my son, who's 3.5, is astounding. And he's 3.5. He's the same.
3.5.
He is just doing life, my spicy little meatball. But I'm different.
The way you're with him is so different.
The way I'm with him is different.
Yep.
When I get to the end of the day, I don't want to go jump on the trampoline. I'm old, my knees hurt. But I'll go jump on the trampoline. Okay. I'm middle-aged and my knees hurt. I'll go jump on the trampoline with you though, bud.
Yeah.
Because I have the bandwidth to do that. Not just the physical energy, but like the mental bandwidth to be present with you.
Do you see the beauty now, like looking at your children and being like, wow, I missed a lot of this?
Yes and no. I think like I've been there. Right. And I was lucky that lucky, air quotes. I had unlimited PTO toward probably the last 4 years of my career at Target. Unlimited PTO, and Target always had unlimited sick time.
Oh, nice.
Right. So if your child was sick, but there was like the expectation that you're keeping up.
Yep.
Because it's not vacation.
Nothing can fall through the cracks. You still have to.
Yes. So
check.
There's a little bit of a double-edged sword there of this is a huge advantage, and a lot of parents don't get that flexibility in the corporate system.
Nope.
And I feel for them because then it is even that much harder. But I was lucky that I could take time when my kids were sick. I could take time when something was happening. So I also have a 12-year-old daughter. So when I could be there for events that always mysteriously have to happen at 2 p.m., I could be there for that.
They always happen.
They're always at 2 p.m. Yeah.
Weird time.
I know. Or 11:30 in the morning.
Yep.
And so you don't have time to work before or after. Yeah.
You're like, it's a full day.
So, I was able to show up for stuff, but it's the same thing you mentioned of checking the emails on my phone, checking Slack messages, Teams, Slack, same thing, whatever you have at your job. You know the feeling if you're a working parent. I am here physically, but my attention is divided.
And it should.
My attention is on you.
Right.
But it's not fully on you. And I don't want to discredit that some attention, even partial attention, is better than none, because so many parents are just doing
the best
that they can.
Yep.
They're showing up when they can. They're juggling those emails and I'm going to have to get online later and spend time working because I left early to take, my kid to a doctor's appointment. Or, even just when do you get your kid to the dentist? When do you get your child to, my daughter has braces.
And when you get those,
every 6 weeks. And guess when the orthodontist is open? They're not open late and they don't open early.
8 to 5.
It was actually 9 to 4.
Oh my good.
So,
I believe it. Like,
it's just
their business is the same as a corporate business. And
and people figure it out. But all of that funnels down to the parent to figure out.
Right.
You know the next version of you exists. You can feel her. You just can't quite get to her from where you're standing right now. That's exactly why I build these retreats. They're not a vacation. They're an environment specifically designed to get you out of your own way. Join an upcoming retreat or build something custom for your team, your company, or your people. Head to sydneyjocelyn.com or find everything in the show notes.
And so I am able to be present in a better way, a more meaningful way for myself. I don't think that I missed things wholesale, but I do think I wasn't as tuned in as humanly possible.
Right.
And nobody's able to tune in 100% of the time.
It's so hard.
Even the afternoons with your kids where they're like, Mom, look, look at me.
Come do this, please.
Yes.
Me help you.
Yeah,
No, I need a break.
Yes.
Sit down.
Right. Mommy needs 20 minutes. Mommy needs a half an hour. I am married to a more than equal parent who I can high five in, and frankly, he is my son's emotional support human. So, yeah, they're buds, they're bros.
He's such a good dad.
Such a good
dad. Let's just give a credit here for all the good dads and husbands. I think for at least both of us, and I bet there's a lot of other women out there that we do have great husbands, but we don't take the moment to just stop and appreciate them.
Oh, I tell mine all the time. I think he's an impressive human being.
I did it for the longest time. I'm still working on my nervous system. I talk about that a lot in here that I I go to therapy. I'm in EMDR. Like, I'm doing all of it because I am working on all of the societal norms and the wiring that was done to like rewire me to be better moving forward.
Yeah.
Especially my nervous system.
Yeah.
Especially my nervous system. It's a huge thing. And I know we talked about this last time we met for coffee, but being in your practice, like you also have to be in your practice, and that's so hard.
It is.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
But
Because that's time.
it's time.
Yeah.
And as a working parent, like if you're in corporate or if you're in a mom pop shop or anything like that, finding that time is so draining. It is so draining. And I love that you recognize that in yourself. Because when I met you 9 months ago, 9 months ago?
I think so.
Probably. Yeah. You were just on the verge of talking about quitting your job and being drained and all this stuff. And you mentioned in the beginning that I'm inspiring, and I'm like, girl, you're inspiring. Did you just see what you just did for your career and your life? And then also giving it up, not throwing it away, but giving it up to pursue a life that is purposeful for you, your family, your nervous system, because what things have like diminished in the last month since.
Yeah, I have a lot of chronic pain that has been diminished. I was having issues with lockjaw, neck pain. I have mild arthritis in my neck, but I was having this like gripping pain that was coming down into my shoulder. Headaches from the tension in my jaw creeping up, and it's all gone in a month.
Like, that's insane.
It is.
And you've been doing the work though too.
The work was happening a lot behind the scenes. And before I even said out loud to you 9 months ago or whatever that, I think that my path might actually be out of corporate. Conversations had been happening in my house with my husband for so much longer than that.
Yep.
What people saw and what I talked to people about as friends or, just seeking advice, mentorship, was just the tip of the iceberg of how deep that went and how much personal truth-seeking and admitting things to myself had to happen to even get to that part of the iceberg that became visible. It was deeply held acknowledgement that this isn't going to work in the long term. And I was having panic attacks going downtown. I was sitting in my car.
I can imagine that. I mean,
and not because of any one thing.
Right.
It wasn't that, I felt that I was in danger being downtown. I think it was I just don't know how to keep doing this. And it took me a really long time to figure out, okay, then what is the path out?
Right.
And I was deeply encouraged and prodded along by a lot of great mentors. And my partner, my husband, if he had not kind of kicked me into yoga teacher training, he did that. Oh. Not that I didn't do it, but
we're giving Dare Bear some credit here.
So much credit to the Dare Bear. My husband's name is Derek. I affectionately call him Dare Bear. He is not going to like that I said that on this podcast, but
I mean, I technically started it just to like.
Yes, because I told you that's
you did tell me
our family nickname for him.
He's going to be like, you're never going on her podcast
I know.
again. I don't like her.
No, he doesn't. He has accepted his fate pretty gracefully, but he was the voice that was helping undo a lot of bad stories. So I spent many years knowing that I wanted to teach yoga.
Yeah.
I have been doing yoga since like 2008.
Yep.
I didn't come into wanting to teach it until, probably after Carter was born.
Okay.
And it was my husband who had to remind me that the world needs you. The world, because my reach is so vast at this point in time. But
you're changing someone else's life that you don't realize who's right in front of you, though.
And that's I heard really endearing messages from coworkers when I stepped away about, this is giving me something to see. And I just spent a lot of time fighting myself and fighting out loud, not with Derek, like we weren't arguing, but protesting his encouragement by saying, the world doesn't need another yoga teacher. And the world doesn't need another cookie cutter yoga teacher.
But the world needs Amanda.
And that was always his counter argument was that people need you.
People need
what you have to offer. Yep. And there's, you've spoken so much on your podcast and even in this session about nervous system regulation, that is so much of what I think my journey is, to help the women we just were, who can't leave right now.
Right.
And maybe know that this isn't the container they would choose to be in, but they can't get out of the container because the financial handcuffs are real.
Oh, the financial handcuffs
of a corporate salary.
Yep,
and we did a lot of striving for that corporate salary.
We were taught to
go to college, get a good job. Yep. Stay with a company, grow with the company.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's a world that is increasingly non-existent.
Nobody wants to see you leave a job every 3 years.
Now I think people will be happy you stayed 3 years, but that's how much things have changed in the, I don't know, probably 20, I've been in the job market 20 plus years.
Right.
And that's how much things have changed is, my husband's a leader of leaders. So when he's looking to hire somebody, he does get a lot of red flags if it's like, ooh, they're kind of a job hopper. But he's had to accept a certain amount of job hopping.
Right.
And he's also done a certain amount of job hopping.
That's kind of become the norm, though, that every year or two, if you are not progressing in your job and growing in your job and not getting a pay raise, because the 25-cent pay raise is just what's helping bottom line and not actually your value, people are expected to start moving now.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, that expectation is definitely there. I mean, some people definitely love to continue to stay and be in cushion, and I have no issues with that. I have no, you do you in your life. You need to do what makes you happy, and if that's your path, that's your path.
Yeah.
If your path is like me and you, where we can't do this anymore, how is this sustainable? And how do we not lose ourselves in life? And for me, I was so far in the trenches of I was hating life. I was hating coming home. I would come home. I would be overstimulated. I would shut down. I would be laying in bed by 4 p.m. and my husband would be taking care of all of us. And it was debilitating. Yeah. It was really hard to get out of bed. Yes, every morning was I'm up at 4 a.m. I'm getting my workout in, but all it did was kill me for later.
Right. That's why you were in bed at 4 p.m.
That's part of why I was in bed.
Probably shot. Yeah.
But I don't know if you sense this about me. I am one that I will give you my heart, my soul, and all my energy.
For sure.
And that's what I would do in my job and my career. And if I'm doing that in my job and my career, but losing that in my household, and your household is the thing that is the firm foundation,
something's off.
Something's off.
Yeah. And we know what's off.
Right.
It's a very blatant answer.
We know, and it is really hard.
And I think a lot of people feel that misalignment.
Yep.
And it's hard to change how you show up in the system when nothing about the system is changing.
Right.
That is deep, soulful work.
Right.
And I think that's why you and I are both doing what we do, because we want to help people.
We do.
If you can't leave the container that you're in, how can you exist a little more comfortably in that container?
A little more, and or start finding that path.
Yeah.
I mean, I think starting somewhere, whether that be a yoga class with you. Oh my gosh, your sound classes. Okay, you're getting sound bowl certified. What's it
Level
called?
2 sound healing certification is coming up in June.
Sound healing.
Oh, it is June. It's coming up.
June.
I leave next week. I keep forgetting that it's practically the middle of June already.
Yes.
But yeah, I leave next week for level 2.
Well, yeah. I mean, one, that's amazing what you do, because
I got a gong.
Oh, you did? Yeah. I actually saw your video. I saw your video and you were so excited. You're teachers and getting their new stuff. And I'm you are such a nerd. Such a dork. I know. But own it. You're embracing it. You're owning it.
Fine.
And your path wasn't easy.
No,
it was the hard conversations. No. It was, when is the time right?
Yeah.
It was letting your body take the brunt of everything. And then it was finally, I'm doing this for the other women. I'm doing it for the other individuals that are out there that need this just like I needed it.
Yeah.
And I think we get so far away from that in life. It's always, how can I make more money? How can I do this? And yes, money is very important in life. It helps us live.
It gives you choices.
It gives you choices. But it's not everything.
It's not. And that was a huge over-under that I had to deal with.
Right.
In getting out of my own way. Because I had to admit, okay, I am not foundationally this person anymore.
Right.
And that's why I'm having panic attacks. I have horrible anxiety. I can't be present with my family when I'm with my family because I am now fighting who I have become.
Right.
Through the process of listening to myself more. But if you had told me 5 years ago, you're going to quit your job and become a yoga teacher, are you kidding me?
I would have never thought. I mean,
and that's how much things changed for me in 5 years.
That's insane.
That I was very deeply bought into the corporate system and structure and model of success just 5 years ago. And I actually was, so I never really led a team in the corporate environment because, so the whole backstory at Target is I was able to take a lot of lateral moves.
Okay.
And do a lot of different things
Right.
and learn completely different topical areas because people in Target believed in me. So I got a lot of opportunity. But I never really advanced beyond that individual contributor level. And for me,
Sucks.
it kind of sucks.
Did
but
you want to get it more into
at
leadership?
times I did. So
Okay.
before I had my daughter, I was deeply bought in on advancing.
Yep.
Once I had my daughter, I had horrible postpartum depression and anxiety.
And that is real.
And it lasted, I'm not sure it didn't just grow into good old generalized anxiety disorder because my mental health has never been fully right.
Right.
Has never been where I needed it to be. Maybe until now, it's starting to feel like the clouds might be parting. And I don't want to entirely blame corporate America for that, but it was the only thing I hadn't really changed. So I got divorced when let's see, what year was that? 2017 or 2018, somewhere in there. Divorced from my first husband, kept my job at Target. I was able to provide for my daughter and get us a nice place to live and cover my bills and land on my 2 feet because of that job at Target. That's not nothing.
That's not nothing.
And so I don't want to make it sound like, oh, it's just been all sunshine and rainbows and I finally stopped being silly and just, gallivanted off into a field of flowers.
And your husband gave it everything to you. It's like you went through life.
But I experienced this thing that I thought was foundational in my life. Nobody gets married thinking they're going to get divorced. I thought I was in that marriage to win it.
Right.
And when it came unraveled and suddenly I had to support myself, the fear of that realization of, oh, this is all on me now. Alice's father, my daughter's dad, bio dad, he and I share custody of Alice 50-50.
Right.
So she's with me half the time.
Okay.
So it wasn't that I had to cover the full cost of her existence, but I had to cover the full cost of my existence.
Yeah.
And then also half of her existence. And I was able to do that because I had a secure, stable job.
Right.
In 2017, 2018, that meant something. It doesn't mean anything anymore.
It doesn't mean anything.
That's just the world changing and the job market changing and the economy changing. And we're not here to talk about any of that because
that could get us into another rabbit hole.
we're not, you're not that kind of podcast.
I am not that podcast.
But, I don't want to gloss over how much sort of soul searching I had to do to get okay with the vulnerability as a woman that comes from walking away from a really stable income. So if there is anyone out there listening to this who's like, oh, I could never feel that kind of risk and vulnerability financially, that still is hard for me. And my husband had to hold my hands and say, I am not leaving you many times.
Oh.
And it took work with a therapist.
Right.
Loud shout out to my therapist. I even would come back at him with, you don't think right now that you're going to leave me. But we don't know what's going to happen. And he's like, well, do you think I would just throw you to the wolves financially? And I'm like, I believe that you would not right now. That's a lot of damage.
That's a lot.
A lot of damage.
That's a lot.
To come back at somebody with that. And so I had to do a lot of, acknowledging that I am in a really healthy, stable marriage. I am really blessed. I have gratitude for my husband every day. And not everybody's in that kind of marriage.
Not everybody is.
So there's just a lot of like the winds of favorability that, we're maybe not.
She hit her mic, guys.
I know, I hit my mic and it startled me. I forgot I was wearing it. That, wouldn't have been possible 10 years ago.
Right.
So, and some very deeply held fears that I have had to confront. I would not be able to sustain myself as a yoga teacher and provide for my kids.
Right.
So I am putting a lot of trust in my husband. He is worthy of that trust. He has earned that trust. And I am able to move out of that fear pretty quickly when it sets in. And I also know you and I have both built a lot of skills that will help us be able to do a lot of things. So although we are both going through a reinvention, it's not starting over. You mentioned earlier starting over, and I don't think this is a start over.
No, it is. I like your phrase of reinvention, and somebody once said last year to me that corporate did do a lot of good things for me, and I was very against that phrase because I'm like, one, corporate didn't. Like, it's also my personality. It's also my drive and how persistent and ambitious I am. But hearing you say it today,
you grew a lot of skills.
I did grow a lot of skills.
Did that.
Well, I grew a lot of skills, but they also gave me the opportunity and the container for me to be able to do it.
The opportunity, for sure. The setting, the conditions, yes.
And as much as I say, yes, corporate is an adult daycare, and I'm still going to always think it. I mean,
I don't think you're wrong. I'm still processing that because I'm like, oh.
I bet there are a lot of people that are going to be like, yep, that hit the core. But, and I don't have anything wrong with corporate. It's just, it's not
I do.
in my wheelhouse right now.
I think there's a lot of things wrong with corporate.
Yeah.
Again, before we were recording, we were talking about the wellness program, the corporate wellness program that, we're going to work you, grind you energetically to a pulp, and then offer you a free yoga class. And that's going to
make everything feel better.
Fix everything. And no shade to the people who offer those yoga classes. I work with a company that offers those classes.
Right.
That is people doing what they can with the system that they work in.
Right. And getting their name out there and promoting themselves because...
And trying to do what they can for the people who are, for lack of a better word, stuck in the system. I would love to see bigger questioning of the system itself. Why are we working people to such energetic depletion in the first place? When did everything shift from COVID times, take care of yourself, your health comes first, your mental wellness matters, right? It was such a vibe.
Yeah.
Terrifying times.
Right.
There's some punchlines now, but we were all scared.
Everybody was. My mom
terrified,
was going through
deeply
cancer
terrified.
And
yes.
all of it. So.
We all didn't know, am I next? We lost people. I don't want to undermine any of that.
Right.
But the shift in the corporate tone from that time where everybody was so prized and prioritized and, make your schedule work how you need to. And now it's get into the office, maximum efficiency at all costs, results over everything else.
Let me track your AI.
Let me track your AI usage.
That is mind-boggling. Mind-boggling.
And, there are big companies out there that are tracking people's keystrokes.
Yeah.
And logins, people having their badge swipes checked to make sure they're complying with return to office.
They should do that when they're in the office because then you'll see how many times they're not at their desk.
But really underlines your point about it kind of being a daycare for container for adults. Yeah, we're like monitoring your bathroom breaks and just like my app that I get for my son's daycare. Carter used the potty.
Here's the picture.
Right.
For me, I have the smallest bladder of my life. Everyone would be like, didn't you just go a half hour ago? I'm like, yeah, but I drink 4 or 5
If you're hydrated, you need what you need.
Yeah.
And nobody should be questioned for their fundamental human needs.
Nobody should.
But that's where we've come in 5 years. So what is going to happen in the next 5 years?
Right.
How can the bottom fall out even
more? I think we're in that shift. I think we're in that trajectory.
I hope people are listening, like experienced, smart women.
Yep. And if you can't leave now, I think that's something to for sure talk about. If you can't leave now, start figuring out that plan. Start figuring out what does that look like for you? What does that look like for your family? Create a spreadsheet of if you haven't done this already, I've never done it in my life until recently. What are your monthly expenses? Yeah. What would you need to be able to make ends meet and have a little cushion? We've gotten so accustomed to well, I need this much extra because I need to show off a new boat, a new car, new clothes. And it's like, but do you need that to live?
Yeah. Sometimes it's the corporate system reinforcing that
Yep.
need for appearance.
Yep.
I had a really bad online shopping problem.
Oh, I did too.
And I mean, I can't shop online now.
Yep.
I can't just buy myself clothes.
Nope.
I don't
The rift
care.
of clothes.
I actually don't, because it was the need to show up and look a certain way
Yep.
in an office full of other people who were trying to show up and look a certain way. And that's another kind of ick realization of like, ooh, I have a closet full of clothes that are now no longer relevant really to my life. And that was all money at some point
It was all money.
that I worked hard for. And now it's hanging in my closet. It's completely irrelevant. So, you know, that is part of being willing to change and grow, is saying, okay, that just is. It sucks, but it just is. And that's not a reason to stay or to fight what I know to be true about myself. So.
Right. And also knowing that you are a number and you are a person in this life. And I think that's something I'm going to strike a chord right now. I'm doing it.
Do it.
The way your boss emailed you after you put in your notice after 16 years and just said, tell me when your last day is.
I think it was a phone call
Or
a status meeting, but yeah.
Like, that was it.
There was no effort to retain.
You are...
But I was pretty clear. I'm done.
Yeah.
So.
You are just another number.
No, you are. Yeah.
Okay, you know you've been playing small. You feel it every time you show up online. Every time someone asks what you do, and your answer doesn't even sound like you anymore. The truth, your brand just hasn't caught up to who you actually are. That is the work I do. We find the truth beneath your brand and build something that finally reflects you. It is time to stop shrinking. Book the call at sydneyjocelyn.com. Link is in the show notes.
Wherever we're at on this, wherever we are, wherever any woman out there in this world is, like, you are just another number in your career, and you matter more than honestly putting yourself into the trenches and not wanting to be here. Like, you matter so much more. You were meant for so much in this world, and all of us have different skills, abilities, and things we're not utilizing because we did the things that we were told we should have done. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I encourage to take your life back.
Yeah.
Take it back. That's why I do retreats. I think they're so important. I think stepping away from everyday life, that's just not the normal vacation, and actually being with like-minded individuals, being in an area that, like, you're immersing yourself in culture versus like a 5-star resort, it is so different.
Yeah.
And you get to see and feel so humbled the way other cultures live their life. Mm-hmm. I mean, the way in Costa Rica where we got a flat tire and 5 different vehicles pulled over to help us.
Yeah.
You don't get that here in the States. Everybody is out for themselves. And I think
there's also fear.
There's
As a
fear.
woman, I would be afraid of stopping to help somebody.
There's that too.
I would feel like I'm putting myself at personal risk, my safety at personal risk.
Right.
And but that is a different commentary in the same vein of, it doesn't happen here.
No. Anywho.
And that's why I teach. So I primarily focus on restorative. Restorative yoga is my heart song. And that's why I felt so compelled to add sound healing, because I think they can feed each other in a really beautiful way. But everything that we've talked about in terms of, if you're happy in corporate America, first of all, you're probably not listening to this podcast.
They probably got lost after like my first 5 episodes.
Yeah.
And they're like, she is a hot mess. She's a messy middle.
That's
and
just,
it's like,
there are plenty of podcasts for those people
to
further grow in your corporate life. And I want the best for you if that's what you want for yourself. And, maybe if you're a woman, you are the breadwinner in your household and you have to keep going in that system, right? I want to honor, where people are coming from. But if you know in your heart that you need to go in a different direction, but you don't know what that direction is, how are you going to figure that out if you are stuck in fight or flight?
You can't.
You can't. And that's where restorative yoga, retreats, sound healing, so many of these holistic modalities can help you.
Right.
And that is why I want to do what I'm doing. Because the joy of movement is real for me with yoga. Yoga can be as shallow or as deep as you want it to be. The depth is there, the history, the tradition, the ideology is all there to go as deep as you want to go. But fundamentally, you can't make change in your life if you are in a constant state of stress and alarm. And so what restorative yoga does intentionally and deliberately is downregulates your nervous system with things like breath work, with things like longer held poses where you feel completely supported. That signals safety to your body, so things start to release. Because you can't calm down just because you tell yourself to calm down. We've joked before that never in the history of calming down has anybody calmed down upon being told to calm down. Right? No, you can't. I mean, yes, I hear you telling me that, and I would love to.
Me more.
Yes. Yes, it absolutely escalates. So
other way.
If you need to calm down and you're sitting there trying to calm down, if you haven't learned any tools, you're not going to get there.
You're not going to get there.
And the most basic tool is your breath. But there are some specific things that you can do with the breath.
Right.
I mean, anybody is going to benefit in any moment from pausing and taking a deep breath. But what if you don't know that you're triggered and you're about to yell at somebody and you need to pause and take a deep breath? These are the things that you learn through yoga.
Right. And tuning into your body is the biggest thing.
I am teaching a series right now on interoception, which is your body's ability to receive its own signals.
Where are you doing that one at?
I am doing that at Keloise Holistic Wellness in Lindstrom.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's my Monday night class.
Monday night.
We are talking about...
Why are you doing it on Mondays?
I know, I'm sorry.
That's the reason why I can't come to Mondays is because it messes with my church. So Monday nights, through the fall, I do house church. And I've picked Monday nights. And now the summer right now, we're doing Bible study.
Which is a brilliant use of your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wholeheartedly support that. And if I ever change the time, I will sure let you know. Because that is my most restorative class. Okay. That is the one where I feel the most deeply connected to my purpose because the owner of that business is deeply supportive. She's a therapist. And so she's deeply supportive of my passion for the connection that yoga can have to your mental health. If you want that, if you allow it, if you invite it. If you want to just go to level 2 vinyasa in a hot, heated room and fight for your life.
And get your sweat on.
Get your sweat on. Like, go do it. That's great. That's what I enjoy that sometimes as a student. But that's not who I am as a teacher because that's not what I think I have to give to the world. I can teach that class. I probably shouldn't. Because it takes me away from what I think I want to be doing.
Teach me a lot of like how I actually should be showing up as a teacher.
You don't have to show up the way, I talk a lot to my students about what Instagram and social media has done to our perception of yoga.
It is so bad.
So many tight, stretchy pants, so many matchy sets. I'm wearing a matching set right now underneath my shirt. Things match, but
I'm like, you're navy and black girl.
I know, right?
I mean, but navy and black go together. I'm like, so maybe it's a matching set.
No, well, this is brown. It's a set.
It is brown.
It brings me soothing in my brain when things match. But
adorable.
But oh god, I totally lost the plot on what I was even trying to say. And that's
Instagram.
Oh gosh,
teaching your students about individuals and like the tight pants and the matching
the tight
sets.
pants, the super bendy. So like,
if
you think like that picture of people steal my flow and people record themselves doing yoga, that looks really beautiful.
Right.
A very deeply valued mentor of mine, Lana.
I love Lana.
Shout out to Lana Anderson-Royce of Blisstopia Yoga.
Yes.
She was my, I would say guru, but that's such an icky word now because men ruin everything. Sorry.
Always.
But she is my guide on this teaching journey, and you've forged a relationship with her as well. Yes, mentor is a very valuable word here. She told me once that she was like, well, most of those people are former dancers and gymnasts. I was like, oh my God, of course they are, because who else can bend like that?
I cannot bend like that.
And a lot of people don't have that range of motion available to them at any point in their life.
Right.
But what it is doing when the algorithm amplifies all of that is creating this perception that's what yoga is.
And yoga, I think, has gotten a bad rap.
It has. And, you could argue Pilates is going the same way. The Pilates girly.
It's either yoga or Pilates right now. is like the
And
thing
I think
that I'm
yoga
seeing.
used to be what Pilates now is in terms of a certain aesthetic, a certain body type, a certain whiteness, you know, very female centric. And
I do like the concept of bar though, because it's very far few in between.
Bar is awesome.
Yeah, I need
absolutely
to get back there.
annihilate you. Bar just slays me. And I lift heavy weights and I can't do bar.
I know you lift heavy weights.
Uses
you, like,
all these little
inspire
tiny
me.
muscles. I have a very good trainer. Shout out to Claire Moran. But it just gives people this perception of unattainability. And so they don't want to try.
Right.
Because, well, I'm never going to get there. But what you're seeing is 5% of 5% of people who can do that and want to pursue scorpion pose, shoulder stand, headstand, handstand, you know, all yogi, all these arm balances and inversions. And I am not opposed to people pursuing a physically advanced practice. That's wonderful. I'm not there anymore. I was there at one point and I can't go that hard.
Is that the whole purpose of yoga though?
And I am more deeply connected to my practice now because I'm willing to acknowledge, you know, some of the common phrases I give my students. Rest is productive. And I don't mean sleep. Sleep is also productive.
Right.
You have to sleep. But resting in a state of slowness, of pause, consciousness in that state. So it's not a nap. This is where sound healing can sort of pull you into that like fuzzy place where you're like, am I asleep right now? But the fact that you can think about whether or not you're asleep means you're not asleep.
You're not asleep.
That is a deep state of rest that is neither full go nor full stop.
Right.
And that is where nervous system down regulation can happen, moving into rest and digest instead of fight or flight. That is where real healing can happen in our physical body. It's where things can come to you in your mind that you maybe weren't ready to let surface, because in that quiet, things come up. And in that quiet, your body can fight you, your mind can fight you. So I think people have the perception that restorative yoga is easy. The poses might feel easy, but it can be very...
The stillness is not easy.
Confronting. Yeah. And it's a habit you have to learn.
And it's where we have to start though too, because the moment we stop bottling things up and pushing it down and we allow that stillness to come about, I think so much magic can happen.
Well, that's really actually the core point of yoga, is to help you exist more peacefully in the world that you're in.
Right.
Not to banish bad thoughts, not, you know,
they're going to come up.
good vibes only. Yeah.
Right.
It is to understand, first of all, interoception. Ooh, I'm in discomfort right now. And understand that you can persevere through discomfort instead of running away from it.
Right. And knowing what is the reason behind it and that's not attaching yourself to it.
A deeper journey.
Yep. Yeah.
This is.
Right.
And not telling yourself a story about, oh, my shoulder hurts today. Oh, it's always going to hurt. Oh, I can't do downward facing dog anymore. Oh, that ruins my yoga practice. That's all a story.
Yep.
The only thing that was true in everything I just said was my shoulder hurts today. And actually, my shoulder doesn't hurt today. It's been a really persistent, nagging spot of pain in my body. But since I quit my job, my shoulder doesn't hurt.
She is a new woman. Not a new woman. She's a reinvented.
I am rising through it. Oh, see what I did there?
Yeah. Look at her go. You totally just like made me sidebar in my head and now I can't think. This is what you do to me. This is what
same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why I love one that I vetted you 9 months ago.
Which I didn't even realize.
Well, and at that point too, like when we first met, I was like, yeah, I'm not vetting her anymore. Like I literally saw a friendship right away in the beginning and I was so excited. And then you ghosted me. And then I was like, okay, life happens. And you're like, I'm sorry, I'm so busy. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I was drowning.
You were going through everything.
Yeah.
And then I think you reached out this year and you're like, I'm sorry. I need to reconnect. I totally missed out. By the way, I put my notice in. I was like, oh, wait, pause.
And then I had the capacity for so much more. But you're right. I did. I had to set a lot of things down because I was downward spiraling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't, you know, when you have made so many decisions over the course of a day, a week, a month, or whatever, because, you know, bringing it back to the corporate job, the decision fatigue that you can experience, I didn't have capacity.
Our bodies weren't meant to do that.
No.
Sorry, continue.
No, but
Our bodies weren't.
And so, yes, I'm deeply sorry I ghosted you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And it
Don't
wasn't
be sorry. I'm not
intentional.
worried.
That text was still marked unread because I was going to respond to it. And every day it was like, oh my gosh, getting, swept in directions I didn't want to be getting swept in.
We've met 3 times in the last month and a half.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I truly believe that when things are meant to happen, they're going to happen and they're going to come about. And those that are meant to be in your life are going to find them in your life.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I believe in that. No. I always thought, oh, it's me. What did I do wrong? I'm not good enough. I'm not this. And it came back to I'm not lovable and I'm not worthy. Shout out to my therapist now, my EMDR, because one of them we just did was right before Costa Rica was about being lovable and worthy. And it was a childhood memory, but being able to work through that and know like when the time is right, things will happen and what's meant to be in my life is going to happen. And I need to trust in that and not push or pressure it or attach a feeling that it's me.
Yeah.
It may just not be right for me at that time or ever in my life because it's protecting me. Yeah. Granted, do I think the ghosting protected me? No.
No.
But
no.
But I think we both were at different points in our life. I was honestly pushing and trying to be what everybody still wanted me to be, trying to build my business. And I made so many mistakes in my first year that I'm thankful at that time we didn't, because I don't think we would be where we're at right now, sitting here talking. I mean, every time we got together, though, it would be 3 hours. I mean, we're already on,
let's see,
an hour and 20 minutes?
Yeah.
An hour and 10 minutes?
Yeah. We've been recording for an hour and 10 minutes.
On top of our hour talk before we even started. I mean, that is just the friendship that we've created.
Yeah.
And I love that. And I think, too, you never know who's out there until they finally step into your life.
Yeah.
Because I never thought I would have been able to talk to a Fortune 50 corporate HR, but realize, like, it's not for a job. It's not for networking. It's for connection. Yeah. It's for meaning. It's for purpose. So I thank you for that. I think that's
Well, thank you for being willing to re-accept me back into your life.
Always.
As I was like, I have so thoroughly dropped the ball on this. I apologize.
No, always. So one of my girlfriends, we make jokes about each other that we're both undiagnosed ADHD. And I feel like last time we talked about it that you...
Oh, same.
Yeah. I'm like, I feel like when we were at the coffee shop, we talked about that because I joke about that, about me and you. I'm like, we can just talk. We can go on tangents. We can all of a sudden be like 50 miles down the road and find ourselves back and we don't know where or how we got there.
Yeah.
But it was such a meaningful conversation. And for me, meeting with you, it always fills my cup.
Same.
So whether it's a podcast, whether it's coffee, so yeah. If there is one thing you could leave women with today, what would you leave them with?
Do something to care for you that isn't related to shrinking your body.
Ooh, that's hit me to the core. Isn't related to shrinking your body.
Because there's so much messaging tied to diet culture, which we haven't even tapped into, but
we're about to be like on a 10-part series together on different topics.
And this is not unrelated to my statement that rest is productive.
Right.
That is wrapped around that central truth.
You need to.
You need to do something. I'm sorry, I don't want to come at people with you need to, you should, you ought to.
You get to?
You have permission to.
Yes.
Do something for yourself that is not one of the following 3 things. Caring for your family.
Okay.
Caring for your body size. And doing your job. That is where most women are directing their energy, is to fill those 3 buckets. And I understand that is the society that we live in. And so what I am offering you permission to do is hard, but find time to rest in a meaningful way. If all you can do is take a nap, if your rest has to be sleep, my goodness, take the nap.
Take it.
Take the nap. If you need to, piece out of something you wanted to do parenting wise so you can rest, you have permission to do that. And not just from me. This is not Amanda giving listeners permission. You, within yourself, that permission is there if you allow it to come forward. That power is within you. Stop fighting yourself.
Give yourself the permission finally.
And that investment in yourself helps you. We all know this. I'm not the first person to say this.
No, we all know it.
That investment in yourself
hard to accept.
Helps you show up better for your family.
Yep.
It might help you show up better at your job if you're into that and you want to do that. But you can't be the person you need for others until you are who you need to be for your own physical existence. And that takes effort and rest as well. And like culturally, I think there's so much around like women as martyrs, sacrificing themselves for the greater good.
Yep.
If I can, bust that narrative right now, I would love to. We're busting a lot of narratives
today. We're
gonna
bust a lot.
Return to office is not productive for collaboration.
No matter how much you give your
corporate
life to
America isn't the only way.
Yeah. And as much as you give your life to corporate America, you are just a number. And after so many years,
they will lay you off.
Yep.
Or they'll restructure you out or whatever.
Yep.
I've seen it happen to countless people.
Oh,
it is so disheartening.
As we're like slowly like coming down to an end on this podcast, it's like, but wait, we're gonna heighten back.
I know. Let's zoom back out. No, if you can find a way to take time to rest, whatever that looks like for you, please do it. And if I can help, please find me. I would love to help. How can they find you? So my not so launched brand is called Burning Bright Wellness.
I'm so excited for you.
It is not super splashy out in the world, but I will give you the website address. You can put it in the notes. It is burningbrightwellness.com. Luckily that domain name was available. And that, I say our because my husband is in this journey with me. The idea behind that brand is rest to reignite. Mm-hmm. To feed your flame, you have to rest. So I am available via that website. You can email me directly from that website to my personal email, and we can talk about what you need, how I can support you. I teach at probably too many locations right now and offer too many things, but that is because I want to serve people and meet them where they need to be.
I love it. When you just said that, I figured out where you're spreading yourself too thin, but that's an off-camera topic.
That is an off-camera topic. Otherwise, we're going to go 35 more minutes.
Yeah, anywho.
I'm sure we'll figure out a way to edit this down a little bit for listeners, but
yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being on here today.
It's been a joy.
I know this is just one of probably many times I'll have you on here, and I'm excited to see where our friendship goes.
Clearly, we have a lot
We have a lot to say and to talk about, and I love that I'm not doing this journey alone.
You are not. Yes. I am with you.
Until next time, ladies.
That's a wrap on today's episode. If something hit you, share it, screenshot it, send it to a girlfriend who needs to hear it. And if you're carrying something heavy right now and you need someone to stand in prayer with you, send it to hello@sydneyjocelyn.com. I mean that. I would be truly honored to pray over you. You are not in the messy middle alone. You are seen, you are building, and you are closer than you think. Now go live it. I'll see you next time.